Have you ever wondered how, after the Civil War and the abolishment of slavery, racial segregation became so deeply ingrained in American law and society? It is a complex story with profound implications for generations. The landmark Supreme Court case, Plessy v. Ferguson, decided in 1896, effectively legalized racial segregation in the United States. This ruling established the infamous doctrine of separate but equal, declaring that racial segregation did not violate the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause as long as the separate facilities provided to each race were ostensibly equal. The core mechanism behind this decision lay in the Supreme Court's interpretation of the 14th Amendment. The majority opinion, authored by Justice Henry Billings Brown, argued that the amendment's purpose was to establish political and civil equality, but not social equality. The court contended that segregation was a matter of public policy and did not inherently imply inferiority, provided that facilities were indeed equal. This reasoning, however, conveniently ignored the lived reality and discriminatory intent behind such laws, which aim to reinforce racial hierarchy. Understanding Plessy is crucial to grasping the landscape of American society for nearly 6 decades. The ruling essentially gave states a legal green light to enact and enforce a wide array of Jim Crow laws that mandated racial separation in almost every aspect of public life, including schools, transportation, restrooms, and even drinking fountains. This legal precedent meant that challenging such segregation was exceedingly difficult, as the Supreme Court itself had deemed it constitutional. It is important to differentiate between de jure segregation, which is segregation mandated by law, and de facto segregation, which arises from social or economic factors. Plessy v. Ferguson was the cornerstone of de jure segregation, providing the federal legal sanction for states to impose racial separation. While the ruling claimed separate facilities should be equal, the reality was starkly different. Facilities designated for Black Americans were almost invariably inferior in quality and funding, perpetuating systemic disadvantages. The legacy of Plessy v. Ferguson created a legal framework that normalized and enforced racial discrimination, impacting the social, economic, and political lives of millions for over half a century. It underscores the long and arduous journey towards true civil rights, a journey that eventually saw the separate but equal doctrine overturned by another pivotal Supreme Court decision, Brown v. Board of Education, nearly 60 years later. This historical case serves as a powerful reminder of how legal interpretations can profoundly shape the fabric of a nation.